Well, darlings, look out for the homewreckers. It has been brought to my attention, and it's been quite shocking, that they are literally organizing, thank you, Internet. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of them are witches, and they glean priestcraft powers from that. Beauty magic, energy harvesting, money spells. They do things you wouldn't believe, but you got to watch out because, like I said, so gold diggers. We've been talking a lot about the gold digger. A gold digger is someone married or not who's actually with the man out of finance, not out of love. Now, I'm not saying that love should be your only consideration, and I'm not saying that finance should be your only consideration. All things should be considered. And if you are thinking finance, a good woman is thinking about her children's well being, about the future of the relationship, not, oh, I get to be covered in flowers and furs and jewels. And do we have wine service? No, that's not what we're looking for. Unfortunately, you can tell them a lot. They're the bougie ones. Um, it's funny because I've been accused of being bougie. There's a very big difference between elegance and putting on airs to where one, for example, the difference between self confidence and arrogance. If one has earned confidence through their experiences, through their actions, then they're entitled to that confidence. But then there are those who go around, I'm better than everybody. I know everything. Ain't nobody gonna ever put me in check. Now that's an arrogant person, someone who thinks that they're above everyone else, and there is absolutely no justification behind it. But they still want to take the lead, whether they are capable or not. They don't look at power as an onus and a responsibility, but as something to be brandished. The difference between a sigma female and an alpha female. An alpha female is showing out and forcing her way on others, whereas a sigma female, the universe is working in concert with her to quietly bring about the reality that need and should to be. And so, where we are now is we're dealing with women who are overtly saying, I don't want to pick up his socks, and they're expecting the men to have an ugly woman do all his schlepping and a pretty woman do all his stepping. And that is simply not acceptable. It's intolerable. It's an atrocity. And the women that foment this should be shunned. We need to bring back shunning. That's where you don't talk to them anymore. You don't play with them. You don't party with them. You don't hang out with them. You certainly don't want their brand rubbing off on yours. And I hate to break it to you, but whoever you are, wherever you are a brand. People look at you and they think a certain thing about you, and certain labels come flying out of their brain. And if you don't like it, tough. Meanwhile, it's so important that women who are married protect their marriage through prayer and through being good wives. Being a good wife means everything but being a doormat. It means keeping your family on the proper path towards righteousness. And it means loving up your husband. You see a lot of men with sore knees running around and wives that are doing nothing about it. And they're sitting there on their phone instead of rubbing their husband's knee, vice versa. I am really sick of this misandry that's going around. The man hate has got to stop. People, you guys everybody's hearing about misogyny, and we know that women are universally loved. But there are women out there that are evil and wicked, sinister and horrible, and they torture and torment the people around them. We used to call them fishwives, gutter snipes. And what ended up happening is the men got the idea, and the media didn't help in putting it across that either a woman is domineering and a ballbuster, or she's a simpering doormat. No, a woman of God leads her home with love, and the leadership she has is so strong that it can allow her husband to make the final decisions that should be his, like where he works, what kind of a job he does, where you live. Where you live is directly influenced by where he works. And he has to go do that. You're all, if it's in a proper home and you're being protected properly and you're in your little home, then you make decisions like where the paper towels go. You make decisions, and that's how a proper home is made. The man makes the big decisions, and the woman makes all the rest of the decisions. And the man doesn't want to be overloaded. He doesn't care. You know, a good husband when he says, honey, where's the toilet paper? Because it's not his job to be the woman. It's not his job. I know of a particular individual who comes home and cooks and cleans, and it sickens me. It's very hard because this person thinks that people respect them for their efforts, and they don't realize that they're harming themselves. It's, I appreciate the effort and I think it's very sweet, but these are all grown adults that this person is schlepping behind. And now there's some, I don't know, I'm not going to go into it, but it's very, very, very sad because people think that martyrdom and self-sacrifice and all of this kind of stuff is going to, in some way, shape, or form, change the feelings of the people that they're seeking approval from. And the reality is God put us down here to do service from our hearts, from love, and from not seeking someone's approval, not seeking a reward, not simpering. That's the difference. That's what a simp is someone who'll do whatever you tell them to do because they're hoping you're going to give them something, and a simp to me is very sycophantic, and it, yuck. Meanwhile, and I feel sorry for them because they've been made to feel that they're not worthy and they're inferior and they have to buy love and justify being loved, that they can't just qualify for unconditional, gosh, you're so great because God made you love, And so these men are being treated like chicks, man. And it's really blowing my mind because, a woman wants to control a man's thoughts. You're not supposed to like this. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to, and that's going to make him want to do that. You know what I mean? The first fight in our lives, in our existence, was for agency. The war in heaven wasn't over sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It was over agency. It was over free will. God wants you to come to him because you want to come to him, which is why I don't chase my children down. I'm like, well, if and when you love me, I'll be here. The thing is there are a lot of people that go out there chasing, not realizing that love and life can often be like a little butterfly. If you try to chase it, it's going to keep eluding you. But if you just let your hand stay there steady and confidently consistent, that butterfly will land. My bird Penelope can tell you that. She's a pigeon that I rescued. And see, that's why animals love me so much, is that, my daughter asked me, America, she goes, Mom, why do animals just love you so much? Because I don't mess with them. You see, I don't go to the cat and put in a headlock. I'm sorry. But they see me working and they know food and treats come from me. So they're all over the keyboard. They're all over my nose. Penny loves to sit on my head. She's funny. This is one of her rare quiet moments. She does a lot of singing, trying to get me to come in there with some sesame seeds. I do believe sesame seeds have become a habit for this bird. I'm concerned about her because I want to set her free and wild. But she's going to have to be kind of quasi-wild, I think, because, man, I don't know what I'm going to do because I want her to be free, but she's really digging on the amenities. I got to admit, she digs on the amenities. There's a lot of times I try to put her down or set her somewhere and she goes running at me, and it's funny because she's a pecker. That sounded awful. But yeah, she likes to play fight with me, and it's just great. It's the cutest little thing you've ever seen in your life. Even the TV got tired of waiting on me. But yeah, avoid the homewrecker, avoid the gold digger. Love your husbands up. Pray with them in the morning. Pray with them at night. Everyone is willing to have sex with each other, but you won't pray with each other, and you got a bad relationship. That's not a good relationship. If you can't pray together, you're screwed, okay? Basic, to the point, no question mark about it. I'm sorry, you guys may not like it, but exclamation point ad infinitum. You've got to love each other enough to make God the center of your life and to put God before each other. Remember, your marriage is an institution. People count on that marriage around you. People look up to you to set the example for society, civilization, and what happiness and the goal is. What is the dream, you know? And some people live it falsely, thinking, oh, well, we have to keep up that facade for society. No! Be real, but also be still. Be strong, you know? But if there's infidelity and abuse and it's toxic and you've gone to insulting each other and you don't respect each other and you don't trust each other, freaking cut that crap off now for everyone's sake and find the one that you do vibe with. And the way that you do that is by correcting yourself. Be the change you want. You have to be the person you want. Okay? Get your life in order. Are your finances set? Are your relationships with your family set? If you're, and I don't mean, are you in love with your cousin and your bully sister? No. Have you cut them off completely? Or do you have a messy situation that's bleeding out everywhere as you guys keep squabbling and wobbling and sucking each other's soul and energy from one another? You got to get yourselves together. Is your house beautiful? Can you host a date? Can you host a fireside? You see, if your house isn't to where you could have a few people over for a Bible study, and you don't have to do a Bible study. I mean, a lot of people, I seem over religious to people because it is my crack, but you can have where you have some people come over and just watch a nice movie, you know. Personally, though, I don't understand a get together. I don't understand anything if it doesn't have a positive, constructive, productive outcome. I just don't get it. I'm just doing it to do it. Okay. And one of my least favorite expressions, I'm just killing time. Well, fool, can I have some of it? You know, I wish you could bottle it and give it to me. Keep that sucker in my back pocket because I could use that like every day. Meanwhile, so watch out for these homewreckers because they take great joy. I got to get back to the homewrecker. A gold digger's all about money, but a homewrecker, she's liking her, breaking the heart of the wife, screwing the future of the children. She feels godlike, you know, and it's icky, it's nasty, it's dirty, and it's evil. A homewrecker literally goes about, well, you're not going to have that little home. You're going to be with me, or you're not going to be with anybody. Fatal attraction comes to mind. There are many examples. Soap operas were rife with them, where woman just decides she don't like that woman. She don't even want that man. I know of a particular case where a person is just love bombing and traumatizing, having every problem in the world from, oh, I have a mental health problem, to I have regular health problems, to I'm actually birth defected, to, I mean, just any ploy. Meanwhile, this person is brilliant in their manipulations, brilliant in their not working at a regular job. If they gave half the effort towards a real career and real service towards humanity rather than trying to reap it by manipulation and sorcery, they would find themselves so much more satisfied. But then again, there are people who literally believe that they were created to do evil. They're like, look, I can't afford to be lukewarm. And it's sad because when you're in the evil atmosphere, you're not allowed to be good. So say you like a bunny. Oh, just a cute little bunny. You go over and your compatriots will order you to kill it. Yeah, that's what sacrifice is. You can't sacrifice something you don't care about. You'll always hear somebody say, oh, he was sacrificed. Well, yeah, that person had to sacrifice their love, that their life. That person was taken to give to somebody or something else. But that sacrifice doesn't actually count for the person who did the sacrifice of another. That's the difference between priestcraft and priesthood. Sorry, I'm terribly tired. Priesthood, you're sacrificing your behaviors, your actions. You're doing things so that you are given blessings from the Lord so that you can bless the lives of others. And yes, your life does get blessed in turn, but it's in such an indirect way. It's not immediate. I would love to say it's not immediate. I just lied to you because in my case, it's utterly immediate most times. But when you're dealing with priestcraft, this is you sacrificing another, making another one sacrifice their life, making you take away from them their future, their whatever, so that you get to benefit and you get to profit. For example, a beauty spell. You start harvesting the beauty of another woman and she starts looking drawn and terrible and she doesn't know what's going on and her spiritual armor is low because she's always having to cuss out the kids and the people at work are just so two-faced and her husband, she knows he's got to be cheating because she knows she's not able to be the siren, the drop dead fox she was when they got married. So he's got to be looking for that, you know. And when you're surrounded by fear and jealousy and anger and frustration, when you don't have the priest of the Lord, you're going to have your spiritual armor go down and you're going to be open to attack. That's why you've got to make your sole priority to have peace in your home. I don't care if you have one piece of furniture. If the home is in order, then you can enjoy that home. But you need to get down to the basics. Cleanliness is next to godliness. His is a home of order. If yours is not, then you're not on the same vibe. If your body is not in order, if your home is not in order, if your car is a mess, get your crap together and stop looking for somebody who you're going to have to keep saying, I'm sorry, I got to see this. Oh, and give a bunch of stupid excuses. Just get it together. You can do it. Anyone can do it. But you have to take it step by step. One of the things I tell one of my autistic friends, actually he's got Asperger's. I told him that slow people go fast and fast people go slow. Quick people go slow, and it's true. A slow person will try to rush through things and just mess it all up and have to go back and do it sometimes time and again because they just won't slow down and be precise. Whereas quick people or those that have wisdom, they'll sit there and be very methodic, step by step, take one step at a time forward, make sure that one's correct before they take the next step. They don't slop through life. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people that treat their homes like it's a closet. They slop through life. They've got to be around a whole bunch of other people so those people can make them feel like they exist. They're literally people who feel so unreal in this world. Generally, they're overprivileged and they cut themselves. I know a latchkey kid. She used to cut herself because she said that she didn't feel like she was real. She didn't have any feelings. And it's because her mom kept her completely coddled, but she was also isolated and, at home in the evening. And we know that isolation isn't great. So yeah, Goldiggers bad, Homewreckers way, way worse. Whatever you do, don't associate with them. If you associate with them and you enable them, then you're an accessory. And you know what? People don't understand. Other people's sins can go off on you, especially if you cover for them, enable them, and make it easier for them. And we have all done it. Have a wonderful week. And remember that God loves you, and so do I.